Hey everybody, welcome back. This is HD, and this is going to be another HD Pro Game broadcast. It is going to be the same players that we just saw last game. It is oGs.Top playing as the blue Terran player, and of course ZZayohopros playing as the red Protoss. Both these players had an incredible game. The last game it was on Jungle Basin. We saw a lot of interesting abilities. The game lasted almost 30-40 minutes or so, and we saw nuclear strikes coming from oGs.Top. I am so excited to be casting this second game. Hopefully we're going to see some more nuclear awesomeness, and if not, well, hopefully oGs.Top won't crush ZZayohopros like he did last game. Maybe ZZayohopros can give us a little bit better of a battle, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. Also, I wanted to say that I have been trying to play some ladders. I haven't exactly had the most time. As you guys know, I played like 7 or 8 yesterday. Couldn't really find an interesting one. So I think that to make up for the ones I missed during the week, I'll just have a bunch uploading this weekend. And so that should make up for the fact that I missed a couple of these ladders, and still throwing in these pro games whenever possible as well. So I want to thank you guys for all your patience, and of course staying tuned and watching the channel and subscribing. I also want to say that the end of 2010 brought, ended a lot of, all the fun memories that we had, and closed out a lot of chapters in all of our lives. And, looking forward into 2011, I hope all of you guys have a positive outlook in life. I know at least I do. I've come up with a couple of new resolutions, as you guys all know, not to drink too much, and I've actually started to work out a lot more now. So I don't know why I'm telling you guys that, but if you guys are, if there's any time in your life to make a change, sometimes it takes some kind of a cataclysmic event, like I don't know, somebody, your favorite player winning in Starcraft, or you becoming like a really good Starcraft player, or just anything that can. Hey everybody, this is HD. Welcome back. This is going to be another HD broadcast, and it is going to be a pro game between oGs.Top and ZZayohopros. This is basically the same two players that played last game that I casted on Jungle Basin, and that was an absolutely epic matchup. We saw a lot of nuclear strikes coming out of oGs.Top, and at the end of the day, oGs.Top really holding the advantage from the mid game all the way to the late game. And although ZZayohopros had a couple chances here or there, he wasn't ever really able to win the game. But nonetheless, it was an awesome battle to watch. Hopefully we're going to be seeing another good one here on Metalopolis. And yeah, I hope you guys stay tuned. I'm super excited to be casting this game because, of course, these two players are at such a high level of play. Now, I do want to say, yes, I was supposed to do some daily ladders for the week, but as you guys all know, I try to play some games, and I played like 7 the other day trying to do a daily ladder, and I couldn't really find a good game. So I think I'm just gonna have a couple pro games coming up during the week, and then I'm gonna have some daily ladders coming up this weekend. And it's fun to mix it up a little bit, and I think that you guys, as long as you guys get both a little bit of pro games, some daily ladders, it helps in the long run for you to understand how to play, as well as get a little bit of entertainment out of these casts. So I do want to thank you guys for staying tuned and continuing to watch the channel. Much love to all you guys out there. And of course, New Year's 2011. I hope you guys all have some great New Year's resolutions. You guys all know I'm personally hitting up the gym a little bit more, trying to work off all this weight that I've gained from just sitting and casting games and playing Starcraft. That is one unfortunate side effect. I mean, my fingers are nice and nimble and very muscular, but my belly is not. And so I've been hitting up the gym a little bit more, and yeah, hopefully that'll be my new resolution. Hopefully I can stick to it, and of course not party too much as well. So yeah, we do have a probe coming up here for ZZayohopros. Looks like he's going to make his way into the Terran base, and it's going to see a pretty standard opening from oGs.Top. oGs.Top here opting to, so far, only going 1 racks. Looks like the Marine is going to do a little bit of scoot and shoot, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really make a difference, and the probe will make its way out of there. At the same time, we have the SCV coming into ZZayohopros base, and as you guys all know, this initial scouting worker is really important in StarCraft. It provides all that information you need. It tells you what kind of build your opponent is up to in the early game, and if you don't do this, a lot of times players in the low levels, they forget to do scouting. I mean, sometimes they just forget to pull up a worker off the line to scout your opponent. It's so vital, because once you get into the high diamond ranks and you see what's going on, you see these buildings, chrono boost being used on these buildings right here, oGs.Top knows that there is going to be some early pressure. He knows that there's going to be, he can see the Zealot right here. And you can see another chrono boost being used on the building, so he knows that he's not entirely safe, and he is going to have to build that command center inside the base, so he can't build it on the outside. He's going to have to play it safe for now and make sure that he has enough forces on the ground to defend. At the same time, ZZayohopros actually he was chrono boosting his cybernetics core. It looks like he's going to go straight for robotics facility. So wow, we're going to be seeing a 1 gate into robo build order here, which is, you know, it's quite common. Usually what Protoss players will do after going 1 gate into robo is they'll throw down 2 more gates, and they'll do some kind of a pressure timing attack called the 3-gate robo. And that's when the Protoss players have 3 warp gates and a robotics facility. It can obviously do a lot of damage, especially to a Terran player who lifts off his command center too early and tries to secure it without proper defense. They need the bunkers, they need a lot of infantry in the front, and if they don't have that, then they could be in a lot of trouble when the attack comes from the Protoss 3 warp gates, 1 robotics facility. Also note oGs.Top opting to get shields. Where did it go? There was a shield upgrade somewhere, I believe. Wow, I guess he just canceled it to get something else. Okay, so he does have shields coming right now. He decided not to get stim pack first, and most of the times when Terran players go for shields first, it kind of says, you know, I want to play defensive, I want to hold my wall, I don't want to be attacked, I want to make sure I can get my natural expansion down. And when they want to get stim, that's when they kind of want to make a timing attack. That's when they want to be aggressive. So we can see that oGs.Top right now, in the defensive mindset, he's obviously transitioning into what he knows best, which is the 4 barracks bio build. And the Terran player now, oGs.Top, looking pretty good. Now, if we look over to ZZayohopros base, let's see what he's doing. He is actually, did he go 1 3-gate robo? No, he actually went 1 gate, 1 robotics facility straight into Nexus. Now, the advantage that this provides is ZZayohopros will be able to get an early observer out because he has the early robotics facility, and there we go. We can see that observer provides so much vision. Oh my god, that is so hacks right there. It shows ZZayohopros right now exactly what kind of troops are coming out of the buildings for oGs.Top, what kind of saturation oGs.Top has, and this is the advantage that Protoss players have to use. They have to use scouting, they have to use their observers as often as possible. Look at this, oGs.Top actually sees the blur here with his Marines. He sees the blur of the observer, as you guys can see right there, and he's trying to follow it, but unfortunately the observer will, unfortunately for oGs.Top, the observer will make its way around the backside. So that's really the hallmark of a really, really good player, when you can see that little itty bitty blur and you're able to almost nearly kill it, because all the Terran player had to do is position like 2 or 3 Marines, drop a scan, and the observer would have been dead. Now, over back to ZZayohopros base, let's see what he's getting. He's actually getting Colossus out, early Colossus once again. And as you guys can see, oGs.Top going with almost pretty much the same build, going with 3 barracks with 3 reactor cores. So this is pretty much the same strategy that we saw last game. And of course, because ZZayohopros has scouted all those reactors, he knows that he needs Colossus ASAP. Interestingly, he doesn't have extended thermal lance. He just doesn't have the time to get it. And wow, this attack could do a lot of damage. Note, oGs.Top will have to wait for stim to finish, and it's still not even halfway there. There we go, it's about halfway done. So I don't know if this timing attack is going to work until stim finishes. And of course, there's already 1 Colossus out. Here comes the 2nd Colossus. Oh wow, I think that ZZayohopros will be able to defend against this quite easily. Perhaps oGs.Top just posturing there, pushing forward just like the last game, and now he's going to fall back. So just scaring the Protoss player a little bit, and then he's going to fall back, maybe try to secure a 3rd expansion. Let's go ahead and take a look at oGs.Top's player cam. We can see factory just now finishing, so there should be a starport going down. A lot of building switches going on right here for oGs.Top, and this is really what good Terran players do. They're able to switch their buildings with the necessary add-ons. So let's take a look at what's going on here. We have barracks, tech lab, tech lab, tech lab. So basically, oGs.Top now transitioning into mass marauder, and he's building starports on the reactor cores that were already there. So smart, because now, just like last game, he can pump out mass dropships and mass Vikings to deal with the Colossus, and of course, like I said, dropships so he can drop all over the map and reinforce his bio ball. Such a strong build order from oGs.Top here. This is like watching artwork from a Terran player, and oh, that's a little bit too many SCVs on that refinery. I don't know what's up with that. So just a little bit of smudge on the artwork there, but you know, not all art can be perfect, especially Starcraft, which is one of the most difficult arts to master. I would even say impossible to master. But nonetheless, if we take a look at what is going on right now, we can see that ZZayohopros does have Templar Archive, so he is going to be transitioning into what seems to be Templar tech. And this is pretty much shaping to be like the last game. I really like what's going on so far. Look, we even have a grid of cannons being built at the front. I'm not sure why he decided to build those cannons, but really, we're pretty much going to see a nice army mixture from ZZayohopros. He's going to have both Colossus, he's going to have Templar, he's going to have obviously the Storm for the Bio Ball, the Marines, and the feedback for the dropships. It's going to be a very potent Protoss army. And really right now, I would like to see some ghosts coming out for oGs.Top. Just like he did last game, he got a ton of ghosts. It looks like this game, though, he's going to focus on a crap ton of Vikings, though. And this is exactly what I was talking about, guys. You can either go mass dropship, mass Viking, or you can go half and half, bread and butter. But it looks like oGs.Top has decided to use all of his dropships for Vikings, and these Vikings are going to be so strong against those Colossus. Obviously, Colossus have absolutely no ability to shoot the air, and in fact, if we look at ZZayohopros' army composition, I don't even think he has a single stalker. So very, very interesting there. There's a couple stalkers, so I eat my words. But do note oGs.Top now bringing the factory in, doing some good scouting duty, finding out what's going on. Terran players don't really need the factory when they're going for this bio ball strategy. And, you know, interestingly enough, I don't see either player going for a third base. This is actually very peculiar. Note that oGs.Top does have an SCV here to block the Nexus from going up there. But I find it very strange that neither player has decided to land down a third expansion yet. And maybe that's because they're so wary of a possible attack that they just don't want to waste 400 minerals and then all of a sudden be attacked in some kind of a timing window. But here we go, oGs.Top realizing that, you know, you eventually have to get a third base. Now, ZZayohopros did see that third command center just now building, so we should see him grab a Nexus himself, and it looks like this probe, yeah, there we go. He's going to start to secure his third expansion as well. I was going to say, if neither of these players decided to grab a third, that would have been a very, very peculiar game indeed. But nonetheless, here we go. It looks like oGs.Top here gonna push forward. His macro is just so superb. 171 under 182, whereas the Protoss is only at 142 under 156. We do have a drop right here from oGs.Top. All of it getting intercepted though, so very well played by ZZayohopros defending that attack. But we do have now another Marine party coming through the backside, and this is what we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. The action has finally begun. Both these players have built up their war army. Their armies are nearing max. They've got super strong economies, and now it's just going to come down to harass small infantry strikes, and of course overall execution of their strategy. It's going to be an absolute amazing game for me to watch from here on out, and of course to cast. Now, do note, I don't think we have any nuclear missiles being built. No, indeed, we don't have any nukes. Maybe oGs.Top was just kind of fooling around last game a little bit, saying, you know, I want to use the nuke. But this game, he might decide not to use it. No, he's actually got 2 more Ghost Academies coming down, so scratch that. Wow. I think we are going to be seeing a nuke coming soon. He is researching Cloak. There's the other 2 Ghost Academies. And obviously, Terran players don't build extra Ghost Academies unless they want to build more nukes. So each one of those holds a nuclear missile when you decide to build it. And I think indeed we are going to be seeing some nuclear action, atomic action, as the game continues to progress. Alright, here we go. Here's the Terran player, oGs.Top. We're going to go ahead and switch over to his player camera view. Looks like he was posturing to make an attack, but so many cannons there deciding to turn around. And we can see now that he is building his nuclear missiles. So awesome. And it looks like he is going to also grab a 4th expansion as well. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Protoss player cam. As you guys can see, a very, very nice army mixture, good composition. And I like how he's placing pylons all around the map. If you guys look on the mini-map, you can see there's pylons at almost every, not every location, but there are nice, well-placed pylons, which is going to allow him to warp in units whenever he possibly can, when necessary at key locations. So it's very nice for Protoss players to do something like that. And a lot of players, they just opt not to do it. So if you're Protoss, build pylons all over the map. It's helpful. They're only 100 minerals, and obviously you can warp in a crap ton of stuff at any point in the game. Here we go. Like I'm talking about right here. Here comes a Templar. Oh, that Templar could have done so much damage, but the Marines, everything just stemmed and shot that pylon before the Templar could warp in. That was so cool to watch. But unfortunately for Zayohopros, he didn't actually get the Templar out. Note that there is no investment cost. If the Templar gets canceled, the resources are refunded, so there is no cost there. Really, oGs.Top did the right move, canceling that Templar so he wouldn't have absorbed a ton of damage from a Psionic Storm. Now it looks like both players are just continuing to play this macro style game. Just keep building, keep building. We can see that oGs.Top now has claimed every single location on the map. He's got 1 base, 2 base, 3 base, 4 base, 5 base, plus the gold. So this game has gone absolutely crazy, and here we go. We have a new